My lovers, welcome to my channel. My name is Made for Love and welcome to another Candlewax and Calabash reading. I've kind of changed the reading around just slightly and I'm going to tell you all about that in a moment. Okay, what do I want to say? Oh, one thing before I start delivering the messages, because I do have these messages here, but I have other messages as well. Several of you reached out to me during the holiday time. You wanted to send an energy exchange for me by way of a gift through Amazon and my Amazon wish list, but they wouldn't allow you to. And that's because I changed the settings on my wish list. Before, you would be able to send the gift to a post box in Miami, and then the shipper would send it to me. And that service, it ended up costing me just too much, hundreds of dollars per month, and it just was not sustainable. So I changed the settings to you can either if you want to send a gift to ship directly to me, and a lot of the items they weren't shipping it international. So if you do want to send me some sort of energy exchange, I do have those avenues by way of cash down below. They're in the pinned comments, or you can just simply like and comment on my videos. All those help our channel expand. You can take a course, you can buy an extended read. It's $4.44. Anything like that is fair energy exchange for me. Okay, so don't feel how that you didn't get to send the gift that you want. Your support is gift enough. So I just want to let you guys know that. Okay, so that's one. And two, I don't want you to be discouraged by the heavy energies that might be going around at this time. I'm really feeling like your deepest wounding is coming up for releasing right now. I had such an intense experience on Saturday. I don't know. I think everything just became too much with all the deaths that have been in my family for the past year. And I'm Capricorn moon, so I hold that shit inside. Right? You hold that shit inside and you focus on your work, but eventually it catches up to you. And Saturday I was on Facebook and randomly I just came across a video of my father. Some reporter had taped him singing and talking, and I was watching that and I just felt like, I swear that's probably what you feel like when your lungs collapse, because all the air was just sucked out of my chest. I was just like that. I could not breathe and I started coughing. And then when I did catch my breath, it was just this very primal song like, and that set me off. I don't think I've ever cried like that in my life. I thought I was fine. And the thing is, as a medium, you're in such a weird space because you're in contact with that person's soul all the time. I talk to my father every day, right? So you think you're okay. But at the same time, you don't acknowledge, or really maybe I was trying not to acknowledge his 3D absence, right? It was a spiritual bypass that I was doing. And sometimes we have to be honest with ourselves about that. The things that we do in order to numb out or not deal with the emotions, right? And I think what this period is forcing us to do is deal with our grief and our pain and our abandonment and our low self-esteem. And if it's happening to us, it's also happening to our twin. So if you're not going through this personally and yet you're feeling kind of out of sorts, I think they're having those sort of releases too, right? It was just such an intense experience. But the weird thing was, prior to that, I was feeling kind of confused and stuck. But once I released that, and I had another dream, once I released that, then everything seemed to flow. And in fact, I even wrote a meditation about abandonment. I'll link it down below, which is a perfect meditation to possibly do on this 1-1 portal, 1122, right? So that's mastering the self with those 1-1s, and then 22, moving on now to master your intimate relationships, right? Master number 22, right? And then I had a dream that night that I was going with this flood tide, just buoyant on that flood type. So it was about going with the flow, especially the flow of my emotions. And I definitely think that's what we're being asked to do at this time. Go with the flow of your emotions. Some days you're going to be up and some days you're going to be down, and just write it out and acknowledge what you're feeling. Anyway, so if you've had an experience like that, I would love to hear about it. But that was intense for me because I'm not like that. So, and then I call my best friend, which is another weird thing for me to do because I always, try and deal with my pain alone and, relying on other people. That's the next big drama. But I think those are the kind of wounds that are coming up. And again, all leads back to abandonment, not being able to trust, not feeling like you can rely on someone for support, that kind of thing. So it's just confronting all these issues right now. So that is the message that I want to give. Now, so what we're going to do, I've changed this reading up slightly. And I was able to find this very pink candle, which I hadn't seen before. So this candle is going to be what downloads is your person getting at this time. And if I pick up on any downloads that are for you, I would definitely relay that message. This one is what they want to say. Okay, this blue candle. This one is what they're feeling, what's happening in their heart space. This one, which is the biggest flicking candle of all, what are they triggered by at this point in time? So that's part of the message already. So they're being triggered hard right now. So I think that's also why I gave you that message, right? Because I don't put my emotional self out there all the time. And then we're going to look at what's happening in their physical environment. So if you like this format just a little bit more, you'll let me know. Or if you want me to go back to the last format, you'll let me know as well, right? And we also have this unity candle. No, I'm not gonna tell you guys that's too triggering. We also have this unity candle here that I'm going to light, and with the intention that we get a message about your union. Okay, so let's light that unity candle first, and then let us get into our reading. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you guys anyway. Okay, I always like being transparent with you guys. I actually bought this candle to use. I did not like it, right? And that's why I bought this one where the couple was hugging. I bought this one to use for this reading, but I didn't like that they were apart. You understand? But I was like, it's nice and tall. It's a good visual. So I buy this one, and then I second guess myself, and then it's like, I'm going to buy that one where they're hugging because it's a reminder that we're always together in the 5D already. And then just to confirm my point, it broke. It broke. So I know I wasn't meant to use this at all. It broke. So, and there's this buffer. The lady put this, those crinkle things as a kind of buffer in between. So there's like space between them now. Something, a wedge. Okay. So that's a message also. So there's also other things at foot and a lot of negative and shadow energy. So be protective of yourself. Okay. So enough talking. Sorry. All right. So, why am I doing that? Oh, yes. Sorry, guys. Can I light the two of them together? I sure can. Oopsie. And it's a massive flame. Okay, well, that's a lot of energy right there. I think DM is feeling a little burnt out. You see how fast that wick just went down? Okay, so I'll do my usual thing and I'll interpret it in the extended and get the message for you guys, okay? All right, yeah, he's already melting. Interesting. All right, so let's go. So this is what downloads is your person getting right now. And if I see any downloads for you, I will also interpret that, right? So we have this going on. Okay, that candle almost out, actually. And now it's crackling. Okay, what downloads are they getting? What I see here is initial resistance to accepting the spiritual self, okay? Because I feel that's the crackling. Well, I say cackling. The crackling that we're hearing. I think your person was very amused by this whole idea of the twin flame journey. I hope you guys can see in the bowl because you guys are also interpreting this too. Right? They were very amused by this twin flame journey. And in fact, they may have distanced themselves for you and went kind of fell in with a kind of pack. I don't know if that's a pack of family members, if it's their friends, whatever it is, but they kind of distanced themselves for you. They didn't want to be associated with you because I think they thought that you were really weird. Okay, this is what I'm getting. I think your person, they need to be accepted, which also comes from an abandonment wound. They need to be accepted. They need to be part of another collective was very important to your person. Okay, and I think initially they were very resistant to this journey. That's what I'm getting. So you were there all on your lonesome, also feeling unsupported by this person. What I'm getting though is that as time went by, your person started to get downloads about you and about this journey. I really do think we're tapping into someone who is definitely engaging with their spirituality right now and very accepting of the fact that they too hold a lot of spiritual energy. And I think they came by this the hard way. Yes. I think for a lot of you, you see those flames are going crazy right now, right? I think your person recently has come to the knowledge that they have been under some sort of psychic attack. Oh, hell yeah. They're saying yes. They're saying yes. Okay. Yeah, they've come under some sort of psychic attack and they have this awareness, this intuition about this right now. And the people who are attacking them, some of them it's unconscious and some of them it's conscious. It's from that same flicking friend group or family group that they want to be a part of in the first place. So intuitively, your person is realizing they have a lot of frenemies. Okay? They have a lot of frenemies and there are a lot of persons that bode them ill. And what this has occasioned inside your person is a deeper reliance on their instincts, their intuition, and certainly their own guidance. That's what I'm getting here. And that's why this flame is so nice and vibrant here, because there's an acceptance that, they knew or they were in tune with their intuition all the time. It's just that they were resistant. So now they're getting download after download, especially about these people who they were so bent on impressing and being part of. And they're also realizing, as cohesive as that group pretended to be, there's a lot of backstabbing. A lot of what we say in the Caribbean, susuing, gossiping, right? A lot of gossiping about each other, right? And this comes from a place, of course, insecurity and jealousy. So they're saying that as much as there's some kind of togetherness in whatever this core group is, and for some of you, it might be their friends, and for others of you, it might be family members, even though there might be some cohesion among this group, there's a lot of divides, a lot of barriers. I'm really getting that a lot of people in this group here is the people or family members, people from their foundation, because now I see this foundation that is accruing here. For others of you, they're realizing that somebody that they built a foundation with, maybe even a home with, has never wanted the best for them. Which is a strange thing, right? Because when you're with someone, don't you want them to thrive? Don't you want them to succeed? Because it all redounds to the unit, right? Not this person that they're dealing with. This person that they're dealing with, even though they may want your person, because I do feel it's a third party, and this may even be a caregiver energy that has a hold on your person, even though they want this person in their life, they resent and they are jealous of your person as well. What are they jealous of? They are jealous of your person's heart. and their capacity to love, their capacity to give, their capacity to be generous, their charisma. That's what I'm hearing. Your person has charisma. So as much as whoever this is enjoying the foundation or the benefits of our foundation with your person, they're jealous. They're jealous of your person, and they're jealous of the attention that your person gets. And your person knows this now. Your person is also realizing that right now they got to focus on their own healing. And the things that they need to heal, one is their heart. They're realizing that their heart, they've been living in a state of trauma for a very long time. They're also realizing that there are outstanding issues from their childhood. Hold on. From their childhood, and whoever modeled the feminine energy in their childhood that they need to heal, because this is the basis of a lot of their behaviors towards feminine energy. Your person is also feeling very emotional. And for once, they're allowing themselves to be emotional, because I see this pool of water forming here. They're kind of allowing themselves to kind of drown in their emotions, because I think instinctively they know that this is how they're going to heal. Yeah, it's overflowing. It's overflowing. I'm also getting, because I'm also seeing their crown chakra like bursting into light. So these downloads are coming hard and fast, and your person might be feeling quite overwhelmed with it all. That's the energy I'm feeling. It's a feeling of overwhelm. You know, like when you realize everything all at once. You know when that happens? Sometimes when we look at the twin flame ring, the guides will guide us to cut a karmic cord. It is very rare that I get that instruction, okay? And maybe it's because of my own beliefs about these karmic situations and that they're meant to play out naturally. But sometimes we do get that instruction, okay? And it's a very tricky thing, because it's something that has to be timed right, and the person has to be in that emotional space to handle something like that. Because when you cut that karmic cord, every single lesson that they're meant to learn in that karmic relationship hits them all at once, and this is what I'm feeling. So maybe that broken statue, that broken candle there with the two people might be a message. Maybe there's an upheaval in the karmic relationship at this time, and that separation is allowing your person that space to grasp all these lessons. Because that's what I'm seeing here. It's like an overload in the crown. And it's like too much to integrate all at once. It's too much to integrate all at once, especially if your person's not accustomed to leading or operating from that instinctive kind of space. So that's what I'm getting with this candle. I'm not getting anything else. And even now, that pool of wax hasn't even hardened. They're drowning in their emotions right now. They're just overflowing with so many. It's like the floodgates have opened in terms of their intuition, and I'm really getting a feeling of overwhelmed. Okay. What do they want to say? Okay. Looks like they don't want to say much. They don't want to talk to nobody. Why they don't want to talk to anybody? Okay, let's see. Yeah, those words are coming out sparingly. They don't want to talk to anyone because they're taking their time and integrating what they're getting up here, okay? A lot of things coming through the crown. They're taking their time to integrate those truths. And these truths are to coming together slowly but surely, drip by drip. They're acknowledging, accepting, and trying to integrate these truths. Some of these truths, exactly right, are a big wake up call from your person. And it's actually an alarm for me to put in my eye drops, right? So they see themselves clearly, right? They put in those spiritual eye drops. And they're seeing themselves, they're seeing everything clearly, and they're making the connections between what they're downloading here and the life that they're living. They're downloading a lot of information about the people that they're hanging out with, a lot of information about themselves, because I think this is the self here, and a lot of information about you. Okay, so what do they want to say? The first thing they want to say is that they're sorry. They're sorry. Yeah, that's it. Right, because I see there's 3 dots there, right? I think your person, when you met them, and maybe for the majority of the time that you knew them, they were in that three of cups vibe, right? I call it, that's my wine woman and song card, right? They were there for a good time, not a long time. Okay, and they were like that for a very long time because your person's realizing they got commitment issues, and it stems again from their childhood, right? They got those commitment issues, and again, I feel like it comes from abandonment. Somebody went away, somebody left them. Okay, somebody left them. For some of you, your person grew up in foster care. I see it here. Look, someone, they just left them with their socks and a vest, and left them with another relative. That's what I see here. For others, I'm seeing that the mom had postpartum depression, and your person really internalized this from a very young age, and it made them feel unwanted. They're seeing all this now, right? They're putting the pieces together, and look, we have that blue mass now joining with that downloads. So everything is making sense for your person. The way they hide themselves away, the way they may be unable or find difficulty in speaking their truths or speaking up for themselves is because they're always concentrating on being part of the group, and they want you to know that. Some of the decisions they may have made in your relationship, you may have taken it as rejection, but it wasn't rejection of you, but rejection of themselves and wanted to be accepted by another collective that may have had more sway than you. So again, they're seeing that it all goes back to their childhood. So they want you to know about that. They want you to know about the way that they grew up. They want you to know about that environment. For some of you, there's a mixed messaging in the household. One of the caregivers was very emotionally explosive, because I see that here with all the emotion here, and the other one was very, very dry and stoic. Okay, so they never got a balanced view of how emotion should be dealt with. They also had a parent who may have even included them in their lives. So for example, maybe there was a parent that used to cheat. Why am I saying teach? So maybe they had a parent that was a teacher, right? They had a parent that used to cheat, and they were kind of roped into lying to the other parent about this, or the other caregiver about this. So they were taught to lie or suppress their truth by a caregiver. For some of you, your person lives in Australia, but the message here is about down under. They also want you to know, for some of you, which is why I don't know why I made that connect. They have a criminal past that you don't know about. Okay, they have a criminal past that you don't know about. One, and for others, there's definitely something here about a truth suppressed about something that happened down under, like in their privates. So some may have an STD, but what the main message I was getting is that there's a truth that is suppressed from childhood about some kind of childhood sexual abuse or something that's inappropriate, some kind of crime that happened to them when they were very young. It doesn't have to be sexual in nature, but it is something that taught them that they had to suppress their truth, or else bad things will happen. So they want you to know about that. That's why they have such a hard time expressing especially their emotions. I'm seeing a lot of water here. So they want you to know about that also. They want you to know that's why they're so clammed up. It's like a dam forming in front here, right? The emotions have been dammed. And Spirit is reminding me of Maya Angelou's book, I Now Know Why the Caged Birds Sing, where as a result of her trauma, she went mute, right? So your person, in terms of their emotions, they're emotionally mute. So they can talk up a storm. When they're hanging out, they might be the life of the party, but when it comes to expressing their emotions, they're mute, and it's because of this trauma. So both of the cards that we have dealt with so far, it's been a lot of heavy energies, and it's because the core wounding has been triggered, and maybe this is the first time that they're addressing the entirety of it. These emotions running like a river right now. Okay, so that's what they want to tell you. They want to tell you about their childhood, and why they are the way they are. So you want them to open up, but the messaging that they got when they were young is that they need to shut up. Okay, let's see what they're feeling and what's happening in their heart space right now. Okay, so pretty modest flame. Oh, what's wrong with their heart light? Oh, their heart light almost went out. Now they are experiencing a revival. So that's the word I heard. A revival in their heart space. Oh, look at how this thing is growing so nice and bright now. Whoa, okay. And it goes back again. Oh, you know what I'm getting from this? You know, that fearful, avoidant, hot and cold, push and pull energy, you know, the love, and they extend themselves outward, and then they're afraid, and then they go right back in. You know, it's like the rabbit. It runs out of the burrow, and when it feels like there are no predators around and they feel safe, and from the time there's this inkling, maybe they hear a branch snap, they run back inside. And I feel that's what your person does. And you think that your person is playing games with you. They ain't playing games with you. They are terrified. They're trying to protect themselves. So 1 minute their love takes over their fear. So they they rush in, and they might make this grand gesture, and they're there for you, and they're supportive, and then the next minute, they disappear. It's their fears and the love at war all the time. And if they are doing that, there is something about your heart space that's also doing that as well. So focus on healing that. I remember we got that message from my guide, Orlando, in our last channel with the Akashic record reading. We got that message where there's something within your heart space, again related to abandonment, that you definitely need to heal. And Orlando talked about Reiki energy. So if you didn't watch that reading, you can watch that one. It's the Akashic record reading, I think from last week or week before. As soon as I finish with this candle, I'll write it down below to tag it for you guys. Okay, so this is what's happening to your person. They might be in and out, in and out. You think they're being a player. No, this person is terrified of opening their heart. And at times they feel more confident than others, and then at other times they feel so vulnerable they just run away. It's too much, and they put up a resistance until, you know, next time. Okay, so what are they feeling right now? Well, this wax is not even getting hard. So again, very emotional in their heart space, and it's spilling over to these people here. let's call them the maddening crowd, right? The maddening crowd. These people here, okay, your person dripping their emotions all over those people over there, okay, whoever those people are. We said that they're the frenemies, some karmics, that kind of thing. So your person might even be lashing out because of this sense of vulnerability. It's like a dog that's been backed into a corner and they're feeling vulnerable. So even somebody reaching out the hand to touch seems like some sort of offense or some kind of offensive. So this is what I'm getting here. Your person feels backed into a corner. They feel vulnerable right now. They might be trying to make some kind of safe space for themselves, and they might be doing that by withdrawing. Okay, but for some of them, that's lashing out, which is something very interesting about masculine energy. Masculine energy is taught that the only acceptable way to express your emotions is through anger. That's why I have a lot of sympathy for masculine energy. So they have to relearn how to manage their emotions, how to express their emotions. And if they don't seek help, which most of them do not, right, this becomes, a very tough task, right? And a lot of people get hurt whilst they're learning how to do this. So I'm really getting like a person right now, they may be lashing out in anger because they just don't know how to deal with all the emotions that they're feeling, because crown chakra and overload, getting all that those downloads and integrating all those truths about themselves and what happened to them and all of that. And then we have some kind of heart awakening happening here. And maybe it ties back to what I experienced as well. Again, that opening of the heart space that's happening there. So right now you just have someone who feels very vulnerable and has never been taught how to deal with something like this. Okay, so they're in their little cave. Right? They're making a little cave for themselves. I think they're withdrawn, and they could be withdrawn from you and withdrawn from the people around them. It's because they're trying to get their equilibrium back and get their footing back. They feel like out of their depth with what is happening here. Okay, so that's what I got from that candle. Okay. Let's see what's triggering them at this time. Okay. A lot. The whole bowl has lit up, right? So I'm getting it's everything. Just like crown chakra spinning wildly, because I feel like this crown chakra is out of balance, right? Crown chakra spinning wildly. They're getting all these activations in the throat, feeling this push to tell you about themselves so that you can understand who they are. Then they're having this heart awakening that's going on. So everything is training them right now, and I don't think that they're handling it very well. So if you're not in contact with your person right now, just say thank God, because they might be lashing out on you too. They're trying to find their footing. And the candles go wild again. Okay, they've stopped. They're trying to find their footing right now, trying to find solid ground with everything that's going on and with everything that they're perceiving, because it looks like all their chakras right now are just being fired up. So this is, emotional and spiritual overwhelm. They're also triggered by the fact that they have been living a double life. Okay, I think your person was one of those persons that compartmentalize, right? Because I saw two distinct forms with the yellow, and now it's merging. So it looks like the two lives, and you see how the candle's going crazy. It looks like their two lives are finally converging, and it's because of this heart awakening. Okay, the emotions that they were able to control before, especially the emotions for you that they may have put in a little locked box somewhere in the back of their mind. Pandora's box is open and everything is out. Okay, and this is not impacting upon the other life that they had, that they were living separately. This life with these frenemies, karmics, maybe demanding caregivers, that kind of thing. They kept it all separate, but now everything is converging, and they're being triggered from every which way. I think they're triggered by you, and particularly your confidence and the ease with which you navigate your emotions and embrace your spirituality. They're triggered by these people who they realize never really had their best interests at heart. They were just, having them around because they benefited from your person. Okay, and now that your person is putting up some boundaries, putting up some walls, everybody kind of pissed off, and your person's lashing back. I'm also getting, even at work as well, people are very, well, I heard terrified of your person's confidence and aptitude. I think they may be very good at whatever job that they do, and they're person that want to tear them down. So what I'm getting is nowhere to hide. Okay, that is what I'm getting, nowhere to hide. Everything has converged. Okay, all these masses, usually when we do these readings, a lot of these masses kind of wander off separately, but all these are kind of sticking together. So it's like all their worlds have collided. Okay, everything that they want to keep separate and pretend that they were all right, everything is colliding. So their emotions, their wounds, a spiritual awakening here, big triggers related to their self-esteem, work issues. It's all colliding all at once, and your person just feels overwhelmed. So you want to know what they're triggered by? They're triggered by every freaking thing. Everything. For some of them, they lost a pet fairly recently. And this is also, weighing heavily on their mind and might be part of the cause for this heart awakening that they're going through. Your person's also triggered by some sort of truth that they discovered recently. So maybe we can ask about that. They're triggered by some sort of truth that they found recently. I'm gonna see if I can write my life here. Oh Lord. Okay. Yeah, some sort of truth that they discovered recently is triggering them hard as well. So maybe that's something that we can ask in the extended reading, okay? What else is here? I'm not getting anything else from this candle, guys. Sorry. Okay, so let's blow this out. Good Lord. They got burned. Okay, so let me write it clearly. All right, so we're going to ask, what truth were they recently triggered by? Maybe I'll follow it up with, what did they get burnt by recently? I will link the Akashic reading for you guys. And I'll also link that abandonment meditation once I get it ready for the release of this video. I don't know how it's going to go yet. Okay. Alrighty. So let's see what's happening in your person's physical environment. Scorpion sting. The wicked self curled around like a scorpion and it's kind of rested back on itself. They've been stung. And the scorpion, symbol of transformation naturally. So a lot of dynamic things happening in the environment. The environment is changing quite rapidly. Scorpio is also about okay, why was it almost out there? Right? Scorpio, I was just about to talk about sex and the candle just almost out. So it looks like whoever they're around right now, they're not very sexually attracted to that person. I think your person's very focused on their money. See how big that flame got when I said money? On their money. It's the only thing that excites them right now. That's what they said. So yes? Yeah, it's the only thing that excites them right now. Okay. Let's look at what's going on. What is that? I'm trying to figure out what shape I'm seeing there. A bone, scraps. I'm feeling, they're showing me in the Lenormand, in the Lenormand there's a mice card. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing. And it talks about poverty, it talks about scarcity consciousness, scraping things together, scraping from the bottom of the barrel, kind of thing. So there's a bit of scarcity in your person's physical environment right now. And this is making things really kind of dynamic in their space. When people frustrated about money, you know what goes on, right? So that's what's happening there. Why am I not getting much information? I can hardly see the wax. Okay, so I'm seeing some clown shoes. So your person feeling a little foolish, feeling a little bit like a clown right now. Again, regret. I do see a lot of regret. And it's running back onto the blue, which is about truth. So again, your person making a lot of connections about what's happening in their foundation, in their physical environment, and the fact that they stifled their truth or omit to tell the truth in the past and maybe even now. So they're seeing how them hiding their true self or them lying manifested this instability that's currently in their life. They weren't being true to self. So it all comes back to this truth here or lack thereof. So they weren't being true to self. They weren't being true to their heart because now that red stream is making a connection with the heart as well. They weren't being true to themselves. They weren't being true to their heart. And that's why it's manifesting this in their connection. Now, I'm seeing the octopus. And when I'm doing spirit release therapy and I tune in and I see an octopus with someone, it usually tells me that is a generational curse. Okay? So I do think that your person is reliving a lot of ancestral patterns. Okay, where people aren't true to themselves, they aren't true to their heart, kind of get themselves entangled in something that it just doesn't gel or doesn't resonate with who they really are inside. But it's all about puffing up a chest because I see a person here with their chest kind of swollen outward like a sparrow, right? It's about puffing up a chest. It's all about the ego and it's about pride. That's what I got with that. So the pattern that you're seeing in your person's life right now, the dysfunctional one, they're telling you that it's something definitely generational. And maybe if you find out a little bit more about your person's family history, you will see that they're literally just replaying the past and all those ancestral wounds. I'm seeing the Kool-Aid man inside here. right? So your person drank the Kool-Aid. They did. They drank the Kool-Aid. And this reminds me, okay, well, of course, naturally, it will go to Jim Jones, and what he was able to accomplish by brainwashing people. And it talks about religious abuse and spiritual abuse. So I do think that there's some sort of brainwashing that may have happened here. Maybe some kind of religious abuse, something like that, something sinister like that happened with your person. Programming, let's call it programming. It's the least harmful aspect. It's programming, but for some of them, it's definitely brainwashing. It's definitely some kind of religious abuse that happened here. They drank the Kool-Aid, took this in hook, line, and sinker, because now I'm seeing a fish. For some of them, they might have gotten entrapped in something, because somebody may have gotten pregnant very suddenly. And again, this is also another ancestral pattern that they are also recreating. I'm seeing a cherry, like the cherry on top, or cherry, maybe cherry related to virginity. Your person, they're really quite innocent, and naive. They like to pretend that they're otherwise, but there's a naivety about them that people are able to manipulate quite easily. They think that they are beyond manipulation, but yeah, and you see how vibrant that unity flame got with when I said that. Okay, exactly. Yeah, there are forces around them that find them quite easy to manipulate. Quite easy. People in their environment, people from their childhood, find them quite easy to manipulate, and they will continue. So we can ask, who are these people here? But that's what I'm getting. So we can ask in the extended. Like, who are these people? And what are they trying to accomplish? To accomplish. Okay. So guys, that is what I am getting from this Candlewax reading. So if this felt like what you're already getting in your psyche, join me in extended. And what I am going to do, besides interpret this candle in the extended, I'm also going to ask these questions, and I'll get some advice for you as well. Okay, my loves, thank you so much for everything that you do for my channel. Again, the different ways that you support me, and I thank you for that. It allows me to stay at home and be safe and take care of myself, and I really appreciate that. Okay, so thankful for your likes, your shares, clicking on the ads, to bagay, everything. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.